take a load off and grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up the feet, that's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah, it's podcast time.
Hello, everybody. Nick Cook here, professional steampunk costume connoisseur, and this is fine by me.
He's on the run from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I'd have got away with it too if it wasn't for the meddling kids and that stupid dog.
I got into this crazy algorithm, and it's like Scooby-Doo cartoon videos, but with like rap, like music in the background, and like it has these wild ass intros that lead up to it. So like it's like a traditional Scooby-Doo episode, and like they're like riding down the road in the Mystery Machine, and Fred will say some like out of pocket shit about like getting like Daphne and whatever the other girl's name is, Velma, like doing some freaky shit, and he's like, "Here you go, Scooby and Shaggy. Here's your two perk 30s. Y'all just sit in the back and be quiet." And I'm like, and then it'll like pop up like some Kodak Black song. I'm like, what is this? Man, wild.
Man,
and they said AI was going to kill us.
we're doing all the damage to ourselves.
I was going to say, there's plenty of Instagram like artists that I follow that are wild in that vein, I guess, that are crazier than anything AI I've seen. So
it's pretty wild. Cat's going crazy back here.
Nick, what you got going on this week, man? Hey, also, where the hell were you Saturday?
Oh
man, I didn't think about that until this morning at 6 o'clock.
We figured you forgot.
At 6 o'clock, I woke up and got Melissa off to work, and then I sat down on the couch and I said, I fucking missed Barry's supper.
You were asked about by every member of his family.
Yeah, everybody there. Yeah.
I was like, where's the other one? Where's the cool guy?
I was really, really ashamed of myself this morning, but I totaled that car like at midnight on Thursday, so basically Friday morning, and then we got sprayed with a skunk Saturday morning. Like Lennon got sprayed on the front porch of the house by a skunk.
Dang.
Yeah, and I had the kids, and Melissa like had to stay home a half a day and gave him like 3 rounds of baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and dish soap. Like I had to heat up a bunch of totes with hot water from my pressure washers to give him a bath in the driveway. It was like 40 degrees, and yeah, all of that just happened like pretty much Friday and Saturday, and I had the kids, and I just didn't think about anything else. Barry, I love you, buddy. I'm gonna reach around there and I'm gonna grab you one of these days, buddy. I'll give you a big old hug and a mouth kiss.
We walked in and they were like, "Where's Nick at? You just brought the damn smart ass. Where's the other one at? Where's the cool one?"
Yeah. Where's the entertainment?
Yeah. Where's the nice guy at? You just
because I was late. I was late. Like I was in Bowling Green. I did a interview with one of the vape shop owner. Well, the vape shop owner from Vet City Vapes, and that was
a really good camera because I saw the still shot. It looked very professional.
Well, like it's the same. It's the same thing that I do work with, but yeah,
that was just my work.
It's the still shot. I was like, man, that looks sick. Like that looks very professional.
It does look good. His shop is very open though. I've been editing the audio today, or finishing the video and the audio today. His shop is so open it echoes quite a bit. So there's not really anything I can do with what I've got, at least. So it is what it is. But it does look good. I will say that. It does look good.
Just use a microphone on your phone or what?
No, well, I have. So you've still got my microphones that connect via USB or whatever. But I ordered some more because I was like, well, why not just have more? Who cares? They're like $15, so it wasn't a big deal. I ordered some more, and then when I got there, he had some like really cool ones. I don't know, like they had like
they probably do for social media stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had these really cool ones that had like a little AirPod case and whatnot. I mean, I don't think they sound any better than the $15 ones that we have, but I mean, like I was just like, I don't care what we use, so I just clipped them on just because it was easy. I knew his were. I also had just gotten the ones that I got like the day prior, and I knew his were charged, so I was like, oh, let's use these. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
we had a
seeing
real
that
good talk.
episode.
I expected, this was about like the vape ban in Kentucky or
Mm,
whatever that we kind of talked about with Tutley a month ago.
yeah.
And it's kind of been pushed off. Like I said to him back then, I was like, oh, nobody's going to pay attention to this. Well, the good shops like Cordell and Vet City Vapes, they did until they got word from legislators that they were like pushing it back. Like that
Oh,
they
okay.
don't have to,
Get rid of all
they're not
their
going to get
inventory.
fined or anything like that right now. So they're still
Are
up.
there even any like vapes that are like FDA approved?
You have ones that are owned by RJ Reynolds,
Ah,
Philip
okay.
Yeah.
Morris, etc.
I got you.
It
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ones that are owned by the big guys for sure. They're I think there's a list of like 23 or something, and it's like three different brands with varying nicotine levels and like
So like Jewel, isn't like Jewel owned by one of them?
they are now. I think Jules Gonzo though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Juul itself, like the Juul brand, became illegal something
Yeah,
like 3 years
I
ago.
will say they were the whenever Jewel came out and they became very prominent, that's when the big push to be like, hey, these are just focusing on kids type of
Yeah.
thing happened.
Yeah,
I
eighth
mean, they've
graders
always
smoking this
they've
shit.
always they've always kind of said vapes are for kids or they're trying to target kids or whatever.
I smoked
But
real cigarettes when I was 12.
Just like that damn tricks, boy.
yeah. I mean, I smoked real cigarettes when I was 15. So
Yeah, I mean, I was smoking butts at the house when I was 12.
I was say
Yeah.
it's silly for them to try to like if somebody really wants to do something, especially if you make it illegal, kids are
Oh
gonna
yeah,
figure out how to do it.
yeah. They're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
I will show you the way.
Life always finds a way.
Nick,
Jurassic Park.
what's the Mohawk? Like what's your
I don't know. I just wanted to try
inspiration?
something different tonight. Like the Mohawk started, and then I got these round sunglasses at Five Below the other day, and then I was like, "Ooh, some goggles would look good." And then I was like, "Goggles and sunglasses would look really fucking good."
Yeah.
Nick might be schizophrenic.
And then then I went through the closet. I was looking. I've got a black aviator jacket, leather with a fur collar. I was
Oh,
looking.
you got to save that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty sick. But I found the.
That's
I
gonna be
found
the
the
Chip and
long.
Dale Rescue Rangers episode.
And we watched that last week.
That's good
Yeah.
shit.
Did I tell
I,
you that, or are you just vibing on my energy, bro?
I'm vibing on your leather coat with them glasses. I just thought of the
Yeah.
Rescue Rangers.
Man, one of those was designed after Indiana Jones, and the other
Yeah.
one was designed after Magnum PI.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
one of the chipmunks, the two chipmunks,
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Maybe one of the coolest cartoons of
Yeah.
our day.
And their was it is it their uncle? Is
What's that?
Donald or whatever their uncle, the one that's very rich?
No, that's the
you talking about Scrooge McDuck
yeah, Scrooge
and
McDuck and the DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yeah.
DuckTales is what I'm trying to think
That's a
of.
good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
He used to dive off and that all that money. I'm like, man, you know that hurt.
Hey, it's
So
With
fake.
just a pile of gold coins,
God,
that's
dude.
just like hitting ground.
Yeah, he would have just hit. He wouldn't have been making any penetration at all.
But y'all know most billionaires, most of their money is liquid anyway.
That's
So,
true. What they
yeah.
say.
You just think
It's in Four Locos and Monsters.
yeah.
Dude, in all my days of drinking, and I've had some, I never once drank a Four Loco.
Yeah, I
think
tore
I
those up.
drank one or two when I was in college. I didn't
I know
have
everybody
any.
was like, they'll get you fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, one or two when I was in college, but it was never like a wild scenario.
Right.
I was already like taking hydros and drinking the heavy
Yeah,
metal
drink. Yeah.
monsters and whatnot. Like I was like way past like that.
Drinking Monster Mean Beans.
Dude, man, do you remember the heavy metal monsters? Like they
No,
were the
dude.
big ass, like they were a big
A
can.
shotgun shell.
No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm
like a
talking like
big
they were this big.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were
cojones.
this big around and they were as tall as like a 6 foot
Toddler.
Like
can.
them 25-ounce beer cans.
And when I remember I had drank so many of them at some point and I was like, I want to see what this actually looks like. It was the wildest color green I've ever seen.
Poison. Looks like
Poured it
battery acid.
Poured
Yeah.
it out. That's your first mistake. That's like learning what's in the sausage, you know?
That's like that shit that a reptile spits out in Mortal Kombat the game.
It did. I mean, it was so green. I was like, oh, I can't believe that I'm putting this in my body, but I'm probably going to drink another one tomorrow.
I've probably had, including Jaeger bombs and shit, maybe 10 energy drinks my whole life.
Wow.
I just never messed with them.
Man, I used to I thought I was a genius, but I used to go out and I used to get coffee and whiskey. And
I've done that.
yeah, yeah. And then if you go to a bar, you feel a certain level of elitist when you're
Yeah,
like,
if you have your black coffee with a shot of Jameson,
yeah, this is coffee and Maker's Mark right
yeah,
here.
they
Yeah, I
call
mean,
it
I've definitely ordered in like an Irish coffee
yeah,
several places before. Well,
coffee with a little bit of snake bite.
yeah, not a regular bar. I was usually at a nice establishment, and I was like, "Oh, you got Irish coffee on the menu? I'll take three of those."
A little Olive Garden action. Yeah, an Irish
And I
coffee
ain't been to
with
Olive Garden in
breadstick.
forever, but I want to go back.
That's the Italians, Nick, not the Irish.
Doesn't matter. If you're here, you're family.
That's true. That's good. 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 That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Every time I think of family, I think about Vin Diesel's big ass and like them things. Like whenever
His
you
big
order a whole
ass.
family,
I've
like
never
with
really
his
paid
big
attention.
ass.
Never been paid attention to his ass, but
I'm sure he's got one more than I do anyway. So, but whenever they make those memes of him, like I ordered a family style meal or something, and it'll just be him. Like I'm one family by myself.
I
Be a
haven't
picture
seen.
of him with real chubby cheeks and a big head.
I had a I had a T-shirt idea. We were on a bachelor party, and for some reason, we all decided that I was going to be the one that stayed sober and drove the pontoon boat. And we had to go back. We had to go back to the cabin, and I was like pulling into the dock, and I turned that pontoon boat around, and I was looking back, and I was backing it up, and I was like, I'm about to Vin Diesel this bitch. And then Dustin Jones was like, the motor's on the back of this. Like you can't back this thing into the dock.
Take off.
Yeah. So then I was gonna make a T-shirt. I had a T-shirt design about I'm a Vin Diesel bitch, and it's just Vin Diesel reversing a pontoon boat.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Then I had a series of T-shirts I called Lake and Bake, and it was just like feet. It was just like
Just feet. Just
yeah,
feet.
like the one design I had was like a dude smoking a joint on a dock, and it was just his feet out on the dock. And he had a joint in his hand. But anyway,
We could do that now. We could do one prosthetic foot, one real foot, and sell a bunch of
yeah,
shirts.
Lake and Bake. That's
That's
pretty
right.
good. Yeah, I like it.
That's
Even
pretty good.
without the Lake and Bake. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe you're at a NASCAR.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in the what do they call the middle ground or whatever.
The infield.
Yeah, the infield. Yeah,
Yeah. With a PBR.
with a Budweiser non-alcoholic,
Yeah.
slamming them, just fucking slamming them, just getting a bellyache.
Yeah. And a half naked, thick queen right there in front of you wearing maybe a rebel flag bikini.
Rebel flag. Freebird playing in the background, Angel Band.
Yeah.
What have y'all been watching anything here lately?
Dude, American Primeval. I've watched it twice because I watched it once kind of without Chrissy, then she wanted to watch it, and I've been on this like big frontier kick anyway. Before that show come out, I got some books for Christmas, like about like Jim Bridger, the guy that is like the Fort Bridger or whatever in the show, and
Yeah.
Kit Carson and stuff. And I've been deep diving on Brigham Young and then Mormons. I didn't know all that really went on out there.
Did it?
Pretty
Say
wild.
like that the Mormons had like a big force.
Yeah, I didn't know they had like that Nauvoo Legion. They had about 2,500 or 3,000 troops strong. So I mean, they could do a little bit of fighting if they had to, but
Yeah.
obviously they were no match for the U.S. government army. Once we got out there, of course, they were out there kind of first, like in big numbers, because they started out in Illinois, and Joseph Smith died. He was running for president, and he got assassinated. The guy that started Mormonism,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Brigham Young took over. There's like a theory that like not just him, but two other guys were like kind of like the co-leaders, but he had like the biggest following, I guess, like the biggest inner circle. And he left Illinois to search for their like Zion, their promised land, and it was in the Salt Lake Valley, which is now Salt Lake City, and built a big temple there. He had a house that he built there for him and his 56 wives. He had 56 wives
Wow.
and had 57 children. And one of his direct descendants is former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Steve Young.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Direct descendant, yeah. So pretty
grandson?
cool. It'd
I
be like
mean,
great, great, great grandson.
the
Yeah.
odds were pretty high.
Yeah, it's 56, 57 children,
Yeah.
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 Wild, dude. Like
Yeah,
whenever I
that's it.
looked up to that, I was like, dang, dude, this dude's got to have more like lore to him than just like, this whole like Church of Latter-day Saints thing. And he does like they're in that show, the very first episode is like that huge like massacre, like where they come through and kill everybody like in that like wagon trail.
Yeah.
That was a real thing, and it was called the Mountain Meadows Massacre. And like he ordered that pretty much, and then like a month later, he did the same thing to like these people called the Aikens that were like another group of people that were like non-Mormons because he was worried about people coming through his land and trying to like take what they thought was like rightfully theirs, like their promised land.
What's the Aikens?
They were just like another immigrant group that was coming through over like the not like the Oregon Trail, but like what you would call like what those others were doing, just trying to find like their place out west.
They
Okay.
just headed west, brother.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know if they were like another religious group. Like if the Aikens
No,
beat the
no,
Mormons, we would have had Aiken people instead of Mormons these days or something.
no, they it was so what it says here is it was just uh Peter Rockwell and Wild Bill Hickman were indicted for the actual massacre, then like the actual Wild Bill. And that was the guy that was they showed in the show that was like his enforcer, like his lieutenant or whatever. That tall
Yeah.
guy that's like the asshole, like that gets yeah. And pretty much after that, like we went out there, and I say we, the U.S. government went out there and kind of like, hey,
The white man.
y'all got to fucking chill out. Like you
You're
can't be
you
doing
are a
this.
company man.
You got to chill out. Like
The
you
white
like
man went out there and told them, "Hey, let's relax. All right,
yeah
what are y'all doing out here?
yeah. So,
Can
but
we
yeah, I
help
just
you
thought it was
civilize?
interesting.
I also want your land."
I think it's just a wild religion, man, that they can have like that many wives, like because Christianity is like like they're a form of Christianity more or less. So like in the Ten Commandments is like do not commit adultery, but like like how many wives can you have? Like what's the rules here? Like you know what I mean? I don't know.
Isn't adultery like coveting like somebody else's wife though?
It could be anything. It could be if you lust after
Those
like
are two
some.
separate commandments. Like thou shalt not covet your neighbor's.
But
Wife.
that's covet your neighbor's belongings or whatever.
Like
Yeah,
being jealous, is that like being jealous? When you say
yeah.
covet, is that like you're being
Well,
envious of it?
being envious of what they have, and then of
Yeah.
course do not commit adultery. I think that I think that is more talking about your spouse.
Oh, yeah.
The
But I
adultery,
mean,
yeah, and
I don't
then
know. I just need to look
Okay,
more into like
but
the
I don't think
research.
so. If that woman, I guess in this case, doesn't quote unquote belong to another, are you really coveting that?
no. But if you're married, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I got distracted. I had
Well,
to.
Mormons, like,
so the definition of covet is a yearn to possess something, especially something belonging to another. So they're not, you're not, I mean, if you've taken another wife, you're not really coveting anything.
No,
yeah, but you're committing adultery on your wife you had prior, right?
Adultery is voluntary sexual intercourse between a married person and a person who is not their spouse.
Right.
So if
I
you're
guess it kind of
married to
falls
her,
in there if we're being, then they're married.
if that's your 53rd wife,
Yeah.
not technically, you're not
You ain't
connected.
cheating on 1 through 52.
No, I mean no, not based on this.
I think it's a cult, dude. I think they just make up rules, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just
I'm not
It's
sticking up
whatever.
for it. I have a friend who's Mormon,
Yeah, I do too. I have a friend that's I just don't understand it.
and like he went to BYU and everything. And he's now like in like the Secret Service in DC. So, but
Oh,
I mean,
they're pure bloods.
he only has one wife though, so like he's not
Yeah, not
like
everybody practices like that.
yeah, he doesn't practice the whole having several
There
or
was a show maybe a few years back on like TLC that was like about Mormons and like this dude
Sister
having like
wives.
yeah, sister wives. That's it.
yeah.
He had like 12 wives, and he was like always had a headache. He was like, man, this
Yeah,
house is a fucking prison.
yeah.
I can't even imagine. Like
No,
I don't
no.
even search out to have one now.
Oh man.
Every now and then as the days pass, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to have like a chick here all the time. And
I
then
just think of how
the
wild
next
like
day
that.
passes, and I'm like, it's really cool that I can just sit here and sit in silence for all day.
And then they like all 56 of them get synced up at the same time, and it's just like, holy shit. And
Oh
that's why
God.
he didn't even get to live in the house that he built. Like he was never there, and I don't know why. He was like, I just fucking built it for him, dude. He can have it.
That dude went to college every chance he got, got every
Yeah.
degree possible.
Started a university. He said, you're gonna name this after me. But yeah, dude, they love like that's like the mecca of Church of Latter-day Saints or whatever is out there. It's Salt Lake, Utah. It's they definitely white folks.
Don't we well, I know we were talking about Primeval or whatever, but
Yeah.
isn't there something with Mormons about space? Like a
I don't know.
spaceship coming?
No, that's Scientology, isn't it? R. Lee Hubbard. He's gonna come down and take
Oh
them.
man, I feel like there's one that's not mo
We can talk about the occult. I like this topic. Did y'all watch that one on HBO about that woman that was like drinking silver?
No.
like colloidal silver or
Colloidal silver. Yeah,
whatever.
she was like the mother. Like that's what they called her. Like, dude, by the end of her life, she was as blue as my shirt.
Yeah.
And she was just sitting. I was like, dude, what is going on?
Oh
With
yeah,
that
yeah,
name
I know what you're
Smurf.
talking about. Yeah, there is some little gibberish about them thinking that God lives on another planet that's not here and that he's supposed to come back and take them to said planet.
Well, I know like Joseph Smith, the guy that started it, found some golden tablets in Pennsylvania and then headed out west. So
Yeah.
that's all I really know about it, other
What
than
else goes
just
on in the American Primeval though?
oh, so there's that, and then the Shoshone tribe, and there's this defaction like renegade group of Shoshone that are called the Wolf Clan, and they're led by Red Feather, and he's kind of like sick of the white man coming out there, of course, taking their land, and his mother is like over like the Shoshone tribe in that region, and she just wants peace. Like she's done moved their whole tribe so many times, and she's like kind of like this like peace with it almost, just like hey, they're okay. Like I obviously they didn't want to give their land up, but she knows that like the U.S. Army and U.S. government are going to keep coming in huge numbers, and they just can either choose to coexist or just get wiped out.
Yeah.
Well, Red Feather, her son, he ain't having that shit. He's like, we'll fight to the death. This is our land, our heritage, or whatever. So, one of the women, one of the Mormon women in that massacre to start, she gets taken prisoner by Red Feather, and she ends up becoming like one with their tribe. Like she fits right in. Like they like she like understands like their way after a while and sees it, and she becomes kind of like this middle, uh, like a mediator, I guess, between the U.S.
Liaison.
Yeah, between the U.S. Army. The Mormons are looking for her because her husband was a Mormon that got attacked in that massacre and got scalped, but it didn't kill him. So he's looking for her too. So it's just a whole big deal of that thing going on. And then there's bounty hunters, that are after the main character woman. And the guy, yeah, that's the Meadow shit, what was it called?
Mountain Meadows
Yeah,
Massacre.
Mountain Meadows Massacre. That's a mouthful. But yeah, that's just obviously there wasn't pictures of it.
Yeah. I just
Could you imagine living in a time where they couldn't really have proof? They have to draw you proof. Like, draw that shit up. You
yeah
didn't see me nowhere. And that's the Nauvoo Legion. That's the Mormon part of their militia. So I mean, they were trained like like
yeah
very
yeah.
you know
People that are listening, like this looks just like the regular army
yeah
from back at the time that you would have seen. Like they look just as trained, really. Like
yeah
it,
clean
yeah,
uniformed.
clean, outfitted,
Yeah,
etc.
everybody's got nice rifles. There's Brigham Young.
Yeah, Brigham Young.
Looks like
He looks
somebody'd sell you popcorn.
he kind of looks like me a little bit. Like
He
with
does kind of look like you. You might have a little bit of that ism in you,
Yeah,
Mormonism.
Mormonism.
it's probably just the beard.
He
Yeah, that's
doesn't
what it
bring
is.
him
And
young.
it's that square jawline that goes straight down like a
Yeah,
block.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it.
And then
my
Like
boy's
here's
got that.
I've got one more. Oh, the LDS temple. Okay.
yeah, that's their temple was built in Salt Lake. Beautiful building.
I was gonna say
And
it's
that's built out of salt.
That's built out of salt water. They harden the salt water.
How you do that? How you get it
That's
hard?
crazy, man. Ain't that wild? I don't
I
know.
mean, well, I
They
think you
spit on it.
gotta play
I
with it
bet
a little
Josh,
bit.
if anybody get it hard, it's Josh.
That's right. I'll get it hard. But so that whole deal, I don't want to give the whole show away at the end, but it's people might not have watched it yet. It's pretty new, so it's just a good show. And it's not I won't say it's all the way historically accurate, but it definitely has a little bit of historical fiction, I guess you'd call it,
Yeah.
throughout. Characters like Jim Bridger, like Fort Bridger, he was a real guy. He was like a badass mountain man. He was like one of the first white frontiersmen to go out there on his own, and he would help Army scouts get through in different passes, and he settled right there in Wyoming is where he was at, which of course butts up to Utah. And Brigham Young wants his fort. He don't want his fort though to use. He wants his fort to burn to the ground because whenever you have one fort, you don't want other ones around you. He's trying to fortify his land.
Yeah.
So he don't want the U.S. Army having any easy way in. It's just a good show, man. I really enjoyed it. It's very bleak and dark. Like we always like want to romanticize the Wild West, like we see movies like obviously it's a comedy, but like Wild West and the cartoon Fivel Goes West. It's always like this
Dude,
fun story.
that was one
It's
of my
almost like,
favorite movies growing
It's a
up,
good
man.
one. It's a good
yeah.
one. An
My
American Tale.
yeah, An American Tale, Five Goes West,
Hmm.
and there was also porn in that. If you don't remember, you like it, like they go through and like you can see into somebody's house, and like there's like legit porn playing, but it happens like so fast
Them
that you
Disney
wouldn't see it.
animators.
Yeah,
Them rascals.
they were getting it back in the day, them animators.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But
but
Working 18 hours a day drawing bullshit, and you're like, I'm gonna put some mouse titties
some
in here.
penises in here, some
yeah,
boobies.
I didn't know that until I was already a grown man, and I'd seen Five Goes West a billion times. Like my
Why don't
grand,
you pull it up, Wes? I'd love to see what you're talking about here.
I
But
can
back to finish my point there, like
go
everybody
ahead.
wants to like romanticize the West, and like this is how it would probably really be. Like you wouldn't want to be a woman traveling with your young son by yourself in the
Yeah.
wild frontier. Like you just would not want to do
I
that.
mean, women have trouble traveling nowadays.
Yeah.
This is the safest time to ever be alive.
It's true.
Wow.
That is very true.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh,
Yeah,
for
man.
affirming me.
I want to assure you that you're safe.
Okay. Thank you for smoking.
Thank you
It is.
for drinking energy drinks.
I'm just trying to keep the economy alive.
Well, speaking of the economy, we're going to pivot a little bit to
I was gonna
close
say
this
we're
up.
gonna pivot because Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to search for this these days.
We're going to get copyright over a mouse.
No, we're not going to get copyright. We're going to get blocked because this is just not good to show anybody.
Is it coming up a bunch of fan fiction stuff on like
yeah,
Pornhub?
yeah. I'm not showing that.
Yikes!
Yeah.
But back to keeping the economy alive
I've been on that Five Goes West page. I know it.
on that subreddit.
Yeah.
Oh
Filthy.
my god.
Filthy field mouses.
Mouse coochie.
Oh boy.
So I want to
that's
see the
wild.
filthiest field mouse you got.
Why don't you just show us some actual mice having procreate
Coitus.
in
No, I
Coitus.
would not do that. I'm not
Coitus.
going to do that either.
in a lab environment? So it's science.
Well, that's all I got on that show for today. I don't want to ruin the ending for everybody, but
I didn't
I
know
like
that
that
there,
show.
there was a Super Nintendo American Tail Five Goes West.
Hmm.
I don't think I ever played.
It was probably just like all the rest of them. You probably just ran through and killed shit or tried to
Yeah,
stay
I was gonna
alive.
say a lot of those games were very similar.
same.
There's some kind of game stick now. It's like $50, but it comes with 4,000 games.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
sick.
it's just a little stick that you plug into the HDMI in the back of the TV. Like the whole thing is 8 inches long, baby. With the
You don't
cord.
know what 8 inches looks like.
I do too. I do.
You got to be kidding me. So it's really 4 inches long.
Probably 6.5.
Hey, it's
I don't know.
that's
Well,
it.
Being honest.
That's
Yeah.
all right. That's all right.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
You kill it in Asia. You
Everyone
kill it in
is-
Southeast Asia.
Smaller though.
what so yeah, we probably got about 15 minutes or so left. So I actually watched a movie. I don't even remember what prompted me to watch this movie. Like, obviously, I've listened to a lot of conspiracy theorist stuff and whatnot. I never. Jeff Bridges is one of my favorite actors. Big Lebowski is one of my favorite
Good actor.
movies.
The dude.
Yeah, and he was in a movie in 1979 called Winter Kills, and it's the. Well, let me show you. I'll show you. Let me show you what
Pull it up for the people.
the
And we'll let Nick describe it for the people listening.
the image of it kind of looks like an early Bond.
Or Tarantino.
Yeah, or Tarantino. I could see that as well too. Um, share,
The artwork's sick.
share.
It looks like what's that? Black Dynamite, kind of like a Black Dynamite or like
Yeah,
a black exploitation film.
I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was some sort of propaganda machine. Like it
Yeah.
almost looks like a war poster.
It does.
yeah, I could see that too.
Like a
I don't
Smokey
know
and the
why this
Bandit
is
time
so
period war
small.
poster.
I don't know why it's so small.
Oh, we got to clean that up.
Pixelated. Golly, I've never seen it had 12 pixels in the whole fucking thing.
I can count the blocks.
I've never seen a young Jeff Bridges.
Oh man, he was a good-looking
man.
fella, brother.
In
I knew you-
79, dude, he was tearing it up.
Oh, I am sure of it. Look at that fella.
Yeah, look at that
Yeah.
jawline.
He looks like he could have done some rom-com stuff.
It looks
for
like he
sure.
could be a female Olympic swimmer.
Here you go. I'm not going to look any further than this, but this was the title. This is what would have been like in the theater.
The poster, though.
Yeah, the poster here.
Doing in Winter Kills there. What's going
Winter Kills came out like not soon. I mean, when was JFK assassinated?
November 22nd, 1963.
So, what, 13 years after that? They came
16,
out with
1979.
Yeah.
16.
So yeah, 16. So I was right off the bot. But
Yeah,
either
man,
way,
with the grip.
so they came out with this movie 16 years after the Kennedy assassination, and they billed it as a comedy. I've watched it. There are a couple funny spots in the movie, and it's mostly Kennedy Sr. that's kind of has some funny spots, and it's mostly him. Kennedy Sr. in this, or like the pot, like JFK's dad,
Yeah.
and RFK's dad and whatnot. He's like super rich, so he always has like these like chicks around him. And he was like, "What do you think these gals are doing under the under this blanket right now, playing with my nuts?" Like, so there's a couple times in there where he's.
Joseph Kennedy.
I guess there's something funny going on, but like the rest of it is a whole lot of JFK's brother, RFK Sr., is trying to figure out who killed his brother. In the movie, their family name is Keegan, and it's not
Mm,
Kennedy,
I
obviously.
got you.
Um, because it's not, I mean, like it's like a hat tip, like some weird shit's going on in your government. But it's at this point, we're in 79, so we're 40 plus years past this movie coming out, and we know a lot of the things that are really claimed in this movie. Like they go and find Jeff Bridges' character, which is basically Robert F. Kennedy Sr., goes to a place, finds the rifle that was used to kill JFK, and he like takes it to his car. He's planning on taking it to the FBI or whatever. He literally sits down in the car and he looks over. His driver's shot in the head, and he looks in the back, and the police chief and one of his handlers is also shot in the head, and he just like runs away very quickly.
Mm.
Um, Another part of the movie that I thought was very interesting was the Kennedy father had I don't remember what his name was in the movie right now.
Joe?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, but not in the movie though. I don't
Nah,
think
yeah.
it's the same in the movie. Um, but at some point in the movie, like it's just kind of like a passing thing that I find really strange because it being 1979 and 40 years ago. Um, he or so Jeff Bridges asks him, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go to Oklahoma where this lead is taking me to find out where what the next thing is. Like, I'm trying to find who killed my brother, type of deal. And his dad says, okay, well, I'll be in the hospital for the next couple days. And he's like, why are you going to be in like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, I'm just like changing out my blood. I take it from the kids at the children's hospital or whatever. Hell yeah, it's nice owning a hospital or whatever. Like, I mean, does that not remind you of something?
Yeah. Adrenochrome?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
pretty
there's
wild.
like I legitimately want people to watch this movie, and I don't want to
Winter
like
kills.
shell out every little thing that they kind of nod their hat to. But that was one of the biggest ones. I was like, all right, well, I mean, we've been talking about Pizzagate and adrenochrome and whatnot for quite a few years now, and apparently they were talking about it in 1970 freaking nine. Like,
During the Carter administration.
yeah. So that I mean that, and I don't want to give away the end of it because it's honestly kind of a hard movie to hold of. You can get it off of Amazon Prime for like $6. I mean, you can rent it for 3. I bought it for $6 just because.
Why don't you go and give everybody on the pod your Prime login real
Yeah,
quick?
let us just introduce.
Yeah, it's WES.
It's NICKCOOK.
But I mean, like it was it was eerie for me to watch as somebody that knows a
That's saying
great.
a lot for you. You're a conspiracy guy.
Well, that like I'm saying, like man, it was eerie for me to watch just because of it might not be for everybody else, but for the amount of stuff that I know and that they kind of like tip their hat to over the hour and 30 minutes the movie is, I was like, they were thinking about this stuff 40 plus years ago. So what are we going through now? Like, what's
Yeah.
happening now?
Think of how much technology's changed in that time too. Like what they can
Oh,
do without.
they go over that. They go over that in the movie.
That's pretty
They
cool.
they end up they end up there's another big corporation dude behind it all, and they're like, "Oh, who's the film? Uh, isn't this Zapruder Files or
Yeah,
something?"
the Zapruder films is the one that they use that they always reference.
So I don't want to give anything away, but there's a guy in the movie called Seprudy,
Hmm.
that ends up being like the ultimate bad guy.
Sounds pretty close to Zapruder.
Yeah. I think it's Sepruder or Sepruder.
When are they supposed to release all that stuff? Is like a certain amount of time they have to do it, or like the confidential files?
I ain't got a clue, man.
Man,
Ain't got,
we'll probably wait 2 years to see him.
I don't know, man. He's been pretty Johnny on the spot with everything else he's been doing, but
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I hadn't been paying attention to anything. And Melissa said one of the pilots actually said Adam came in and was talking about like the tariffs on Mexico and the
Mhm.
tariffs on Canada are panning out. Like, I know Mexico is sending their own troops to the
Yeah,
border
10,000.
to help. What's
Yeah.
Canada doing?
They're starting a
do the same.
1.3, yeah, and they're doing a $1.3 billion plan to like help shore like spots up. Because obviously there's not as many entry points from Canada to the US like there is from Mexico to the US.
Yeah, too much wilderness.
Well, that too, and like the waterways and just, Texas is a wide, that whole area, Southern California, New
But up
Mexico,
there in Canada,
Arizona.
that terrain is too rough.
Oh, it's cold. Yeah, yeah. So where they're coming through would be like New York, Detroit, Maine. That'd be like a lot of places that
And
they're
I
coming
always
through.
thought that Viagra Falls was a sensitive was an easy point to get there too. You just get on a tour boat, and then you just swim to the other side.
Niagara Falls, that's the one that's hard as a rock if you hit right.
It is, yeah. It doesn't matter if you start at the top or the bottom. It's hard as a rock, no matter where
Hard
you.
as a rock.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I know they both folded within
Yeah.
24 hours as far
They
as
were interviewing. I was watching some news earlier, and they had like the premiere for Ontario because like each like I guess they're what are they called? Provinces. Each province has like their own like leader. Like we have like states and governors, and it was the one from Ontario, which is like their most populous province. It's like where Toronto is at, and he was like, they can do what they want. He's obviously was on the Democrat side. He was like a left leaning politician. He was like, he can keep doing this, but Canadians are going to stand strong, and they're fed up with this. And then what? 2 hours later, they're like, "Yep, Trump talked to Justin Trudeau, and he's going to back off, and they're going to give him 1 month." And I was like, "Yeah, I bet they're really fucking going to stand up for their sovereignty against the
nah.
United States of America."
From what I see, Canadians are more like
Yeah,
Midwestern Americans.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of it's mostly blue collar people.
Except for the French part, the
No.
Quebec, like Montreal and stuff. They're mostly French speaking, which is
it
wild.
was like Calgary is like
Yeah,
raring to be a part of the US.
yeah.
Calgary,
John,
Toronto probably is
ever watch
too.
Letterkenny?
Yeah, I've watched it some.
Yeah, I watched like the first 3 seasons. After that, it kind of started. They started losing momentum with me.
My
But
boys, yeah. Is that the hockey one?
that one is Shoresy.
Oh, okay.
There is some hockey in Letterkenny, but Shoresy is all about one hockey player.
Does
But
it
it's
say like where they like live at in Canada in Letterkenny?
Letterkenny might be the town. Like it's
Yeah,
just
okay.
Letterkenny is for sure the town.
Okay.
yeah.
I know because like the Trailer Park Boys guys, they're from Eastern Canada, like Newfoundland. They're like right above Maine. Like so like they're like on like the ocean.
Yeah.
Letterkenny is in Ontario, Canada.
No, yeah, so
Is Letterkenny a real town? It doesn't look like a real town based on Google Satellite.
Does it say
There's
where
it
nothing
has like
there.
Midwest. It does have like Midwest vibes though.
Does it say what town?
Okay, so it's based on Listowel, Ontario.
Dog River is another one. There's actually a show called Corner Gas, but it was kind of
Oh, I remember you talking about that show.
man, I love Corner Gas. I watched it 3 times all the way through. But it's like a good, clean dad humor show.
They got a little golf club up there, got a little Dairy Queen, stacked pancakes and breakfast.
They got DQ in Canada?
Apparently, they've got a place. They've got a place called New Orleans Pizza.
I thought they already had their
What
own
the hell
lizards.
is that?
They got gumbo on damn pizza crust out there.
Speaking of gumbo, Super Bowl coming up this week. It's in New Orleans.
Hold on, I actually like live update. Do y'all remember the fog? stuff that was happening around all the cities and whatnot?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Weeks
It
ago.
was it was kind of around the same time the drones were happening. It didn't get much traction, but this fog situation.
Yeah, I didn't
Yep,
hear
we
about
were
that.
on a strange fall. This was like 3 weeks ago, maybe too.
Okay. X.com.
Wes is googling shit. He's researching and he's googling shit. Wes is
Yeah, we
doing.
need
X.
a little jingle for that part when he's Googling on Zoom.
Yeah, what?
Gotta make sure that people don't see my name. I don't want people to know what I'm.
Play that Fetty Wap song that's everywhere on social media. Pull up with your JBL speaker and Fetty Wap.
That Fetty Wap song, I feel like has always been
It's
it.
like 20 years old, isn't it?
Yeah.
15.
Share sound, optimize for video chat.
Fettuccine wet ass.
This is Myrtle Beach,
Beach.
South Carolina. Look, guys. See the fog?
I wouldn't be out there in it.
Those are parasites and bacteria.
What?
This is biological warfare. This is Nuremberg
No.
stuff right here. This is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This could very well be why all the TB cases are coming open and,
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
people are very, very violently ill.
I did get sick.
And it's quantum.
And I
Goes
never
right
get
under the
fucking
tongue and
flu.
cleanses the blood.
A lot of flu going on here lately. I got the jingle for Wes googling stuff.
Let's hear it.
When there's a question and you need a guess, it's time to search. Just call on Wes. Clickety clack, he's on the case. Finding answers at lightning pace. Deep in the web, Wes is on the hunt. From facts to fiction, myths to news. If it's online, he'll find the clues. So sit right back, no need to stress. Let's search the net with Internet Wes. Internet Wes.
Internet Wes.
Internet
That's
Wes.
a character.
Yeah.
I got to make a graphic up for Internet Wes.
Internet Wes.
Internet Wes. Internet Wes.
Yeah,
Internet
we
Wes.
don't know why the fog's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's
That's a wild movie too.
It's a fog. The Mist, I think, is what you're thinking about.
Mist, yeah,
Stephen
maybe so.
King movie. Stephen King book. It was
First.
What?
It was a book first, right?
Yes.
What if
It was
somebody
a
did the
book
opposite
first.
way? What if they made a movie then wrote a book?
Also, to go back, Winter Kills was a book prior
Oh,
to it
I have to
being.
read that. I want the book.
Winter Kills was a book prior to it being a blah blah blah, whatever I said earlier, a movie. Winter Kill.
Well, you know what we haven't talked about today?
What have we now talked about?
The planes just falling out of the fucking sky.
Well, I mean, sometimes Richard Condon wrote the book Winter Kills
I think he's like Richard Condon is the reason
in
for all this.
1974.
Yeah, I want to read that.
11 years after JFK was murdered.
Yeah.
But what about these planes, bro?
They found the black box on from the Black Hawk helicopter. They're supposed to be releasing the stuff on it anytime if they haven't already.
They ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, the day Adam's episode came out was the day that happened. So we're like 2 days.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
was thinking about that. That's crazy. It is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. And then that people are saying that up in Philadelphia, it looks like a missile hitting instead of an airplane, but I don't know.
It looks absolutely like a missile.
I've seen several different angles, and it sure does come in pretty hot and on target.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't look like a plane just
What
coming
do you
down.
think they're targeting in Philadelphia?
I don't know. Maybe Liberty Hall or Independence Hall.
Maybe certain neighborhoods.
Maybe.
Or the
There's
Bay.
probably
That went dark.
a cancer researcher probably lived on that block.
That could be
Well,
true too.
I thought, yeah, I don't know. I know it was a fireball. I know that they were like, we don't know if the people in these cars are going to live or not. Like, did you see the car? Like, it was like melted. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
haven't released even like an actual number of casualties yet, I don't think.
When do they ever, man? When
That's
do
true.
they ever?
We're in the time where the information is everywhere and we never get the right information or the truth. That's why we got to have Internet Wes on the job.
Yep.
Canadians
There
are
will be a
coming.
jingle. Melissa doesn't get home until 7 a.m., so there will be a jingle in the Google Drive.
And there will be a graphic made.
Probably by like 10 o'clock.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on my garage band. I ain't using ChatGPT on this one. I've got the inspirational spark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, go. Yeah, play it again.
Look at that coming in.
What the? That's
no, that ain't no airplane.
That ain't no airplane.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bam. Right at rush hour traffic, too, on a Friday.
So they haven't even said like how many people they've killed?
No, I haven't seen a number anywhere.
What is
Well, we
that?
obviously know there was 6 people on the airplane, so we know they're dead.
Did Trump blame DEI for that?
No,
think
dude.
they
Whenever
are?
he said that, I was watching that press conference live. Whenever he said that first accident, he was like, "You can blame this on DEI," and I was like, "Oh man."
I'd
Man,
run
Well,
straight
I mean, at
towards
the same
that.
time, I'm like, if it was a missile, like it wasn't that big of a one.
Probably like a one Hellfire or a Tomahawk. We have those Tomahawks. Well,
That you see that guy Duncan was like, I don't want no coffee now.
I saw like a turbine. Like there was like a constant shot of like the intersection. There was like a turbine sitting in the middle of the intersection, and I was like, "Is that part of the rocket motor? You think?" You know?
No, I was gonna say I was gonna say if there, I haven't seen it, but if there is an actual picture of like a turbine or something, that's cool because the Pentagon doesn't have that, and it should.
Oh, there was one sitting in the middle of the road. Like I know there was like a half of like this big sprocket just sitting in the middle of the road.
Did you say sprocket?
It looked like a turbine, but it was like,
Did you say
sprocket,
sprocket to me?
sprocket, toad. What's
Boy,
that band? Toad Sprocket or something.
Uh-oh.
What's this?
That guy got hit by something in the head. He got straight. It looked like it came out of David's sling when
I
he
think
hit
he
the
got
light.
shot.
No, this is
got
oxygen
knocked
tank
before
went
it.
through the
I gotta-
diamond, the window's okay.
Yeah, they
That
said they
like-
found an oxygen tank like a half a mile from the jet crash.
These
So they
guys
think
were
maybe
just
they
trying
lost
to have a succulent Chinese.
Look at this old man in the button up.
with a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not
What?
the cowboy hat.
What?
Oh, damn, dude. He just missed
Right.
getting.
Woo!
He
He
missed getting
did just
JFK.
miss getting domed. Holy hell.
I mean, he got cracked, but it glanced off. If it would have been a
Direct hit to the forehead.
blunt shot, yeah.
Look at that. That piece of metal.
That's what hit him, I reckon.
God. That's like a
Golly.
USB charger.
No, it looked like a vape.
It looked like a vape. Somebody's vape is on the airplane.
It blew that dude's hat off.
What it was is somebody was vaping on the airplane. They tried to open a window and it went down.
Now, I bet somebody didn't have their phone on airplane mode.
That's what
Oh,
happened.
you think that?
Look,
Okay.
somebody's on fire, dude.
Oh, we didn't watch that.
This dude's trying to order him a succulent
Yeah, ordered
Popeyes
chicken.
meal. Cadillac.
What the hell is going on here?
Yeah,
You
he
get
didn't stay around.
Bojangles?
You seen them hands. He didn't stay around to see what was going on. He said, I've seen too many movies. I can get the hell out of here.
America is under attack from within. I hate people on
I know.
Twitter.
It's always been that way.
God, I hate people.
Well, they call
What
them
is
bad
that?
actors. These bad
Yeah.
actors.
Now that
So
looks
what's
like
that?
a plane.
That looks like a
that
plane.
does look like a plane.
Yeah, that other thing coming in, I don't know. That looked like a straight up missile. It came in so fast.
Yeah, that thing's falling slow compared to these other pictures. Maybe we got a little bit more bad actor situation going on here.
Yeah.
What's up? See, look how
Yeah,
quick
man.
that fucking bopped down
And
there.
that's we're seeing that's actually somebody took that video on TikTok, so we know it's
See-
not something that's doctored.
So this one is coming from right to left, so you can get the scope of the speed. That other one where we could actually see the wings, that
It was
was like
underneath it.
from behind it, so
Yeah.
it was going away from him. So it was hard to.
Look what I got, guys. Just a little kitty cat.
Big
Just a little
like a
kitty.
pussy.
She's
That
underneath my
cat is
feet.
so big. Fang.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
she's
man,
big.
I don't know
Hey.
about nothing. I don't
Yeah, she's
know about
big.
nothing.
Well,
Wes, you need a cat.
yeah, man. So we can show our pussies.
Yep. The Pussy Show.
I just showed mine.
Yep.
And I think with that, this has been
Fine by me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Everybody.
comment. Always
Yeah.
comment.
And we've got a YouTube.
Comment.
If you're not utilizing the YouTube, then you're probably a large disappointment to your parents. Like, no wonder your dad doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Because you
Join
can't
the
use your
club.
context clues.
Probably don't even have a dad like these two.
Yeah.
Easy, man.
Yep.
It's almost in like 4 days. It's my dad's 6-year deceased anniversary.
R.I.P. Papa Harrington.
I'm going to go put some Mountain Dew and Slim Jims on his headstone.
Mountain Dew and Marlboro Lights.
Oh,
Baby
man,
smoke.
it's like 2 headstones away from my grandmother. Whenever I was riding my bicycle home a lot last year, I would ride to my grandmother because it was on the way home. And then I was like, oh, look at this Todd over
Got
here.
a little bench out there. You can sit on the bench. And
Yeah.
Nice.
I've
Class it
left
up.
up my shoes out there on Todd before.
Yeah, man. He's all
All
about
right.
it.
Love y'all. Y'all have a good
Thanks for
rest of your
listening.
West Coast, Josh has one leg, Nick cracks jokes, they're a podcast dream team. Talking current events, conspiracy theories unfold. They're unfiltered, the topic untold. In the depths of the night, they dive so deep, exploring the world. Sequence, they sequence, the researcher fighting truth in the dark. Josh, the warrior, with one that leaves a mark. Shine a light on the shadow.